I'm Mike Battalero with BoatUS Magazine. We're here today to show you how to apply new vinyl boat lettering to your transom. With me is Ted Sensenbrenner of the BoatUS Foundation for Boating Safety and Clean Water. Behind us is the transom of a 27 Albemarle that was donated to the nonprofit foundation to help further their mission. So we're going to put on the boat name that won a Facebook contest. The fans voted, and we're going to apply that name today, and we'll show you how it's done. To get started, you'll need a ruler or tape measure, spray bottle with about 3 drops of dish soap and 2 cups of water, masking tape, and the squeegee that comes along with the lettering. You may also want a pack of straight razors or an X-Acto blade for popping any air bubbles that are left at the finish. Alright, we're just using a little glass cleaner here to prepare the surface for the vinyl. The glass cleaner will remove any surface contaminants that will prevent the vinyl from sticking. First, you're going to roughly tape the lettering into place where you think it belongs. We've got the center line marked here, so we're going to bring the center line to the center line of the boat, and we're going to kind of eyeball the height just for starters. Okay, I've got my end up. Ted, you got yours? Pretty happy? Next, we're going to measure exactly the height we want it, and if we're careful, we should be able to rotate around these 2 points we taped to get it exactly the way we want it. Once you've got it exactly where you want, mark the edges with masking tape around the edge of the transfer tape. This will allow you to slide the graphic into place and have a reference point. You want to use the corners on both sides so you know exactly where it needs to end up. Okay, so we've taken the graphic off the transom. We've got it face down on the swim platform or any other clean surface. Now, on a windy day, you can't let this stuff fly around. So we've actually got the masking tape from the front of the graphic holding it to the swim platform, and we're going to peel just the backing paper off. I'm going to be very careful not to let this get away from us, because if it does, we've got to start all over again. There you go, Ted. Now, once he's got that all the way off, we're going to wet down the sticky side of the transfer tape at the back of the graphic here with our soapy water. And then we're going to do the same to the transom, and it's this wetness that's going to allow us to slide this into place. So I'm just going to give this a thorough soak. Okay, so now we're going to be able to lift this into place, and we should be able to slip slide it right to where we want it. So this needs to come up to match our original. Needs to come to my side a little bit. Ted, how are you over there?
I'm on my edge, so you need to pull yours.
Okay, I need to pull this tight. All right, so now that we're happy with the final position, Ted is going to go ahead and start squeegeeing all the water and air bubbles out from the graphics. You want to kind of move up and down, and you want to push all the water and the air out from under these to give them a firm adhesion. Okay, so we finished squeegeeing all the air and water out from under the name. With the wet method, that does have to sit for about an hour to fully dry before you can peel back the transfer tape. We'll show you how to do that later. But right now we're going to go ahead and put on the port of call with the dry method. The dry method is really slick and easy, and it's great for ports of call and registration numbers. So we're going to go ahead and show you that now. Okay, you'll need everything we used in the previous part except for a pair of scissors rather than the spray bottle. So the first thing you want to do is hang your letters and numbers where you want them to go. Remember to measure exactly, just like last time. And the difference is you're going to run a piece of masking tape vertically across the center of the letters. And think of this tape as a mirror, and we're going to work both sides from this center point. Once you're happy with where you have everything and you got your anchored piece of tape, you're going to go ahead and pull the port of call or registration numbers up and roll it all the way back and remove the backing paper, so you're exposing the transfer tape. So there's Ted's going to go ahead and tear that corner and peel that back. Now you got to be really careful not to let that sticky bit flap in the wind. There we go. And now with your squeegee and an up-down motion, you're going to keep that nice and tight so it stays straight, and you're just going to start squeegeeing that transfer tape onto the transom. So and once you've got that back on, you want to go on with nice firm pressure, because we're going to be able to remove that transfer tape immediately once you've got the vinyl squeegeed hard onto the transom. Yep. Okay, so remember, when you're pulling off transfer tape, you want to pull it back over itself. You do not want to pull away from the transom, because that can lift the vinyl that you just worked so hard to apply. If you do find any bubbles, you'll want to go in there with either a pin or an X-Acto knife and just prick the bubble and use your thumbnail to push the air out of the center of the bubble. That vinyl will settle right down and you won't even know. There we go. So there you have it, a new boat name from start to finish. We showed you both the wet and the dry method. I want to take a moment to say thank you for watching, and also to say thank you to all the BoatUS members who donate to the nonprofit foundation. The foundation's missions do benefit all boaters, and I want to send a special thank you to the donors of Curiosity. To see more videos, go to BoatUS.com/magazine.